Good day. Here is the news at noon. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government raised its commitment to address real estate challenges with innovative solutions. Federal government pledges fair labor practices for sustainable peace development. On the foreign scene, United States, China agree on framework on trade after talks in London. In sport, Nigeria set to host African Fencing Championships in Lagos. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed the commitment of his administration to continuously addressing major challenges confronting the real estate sector with vibrant, innovative solutions. The governor stated this during the 75th World Congress of the International Real Estate Federation held in Victoria Island, Lagos, was the theme, Global Real Estate Renaissance. The governor, who was represented by the Commissioner for Housing, Maruf Akindele Fatai, said the theme of the event speaks to the transformation the real estate sector is undergoing worldwide, which is being driven by innovation, sustainability, and inclusive urban development. He said his administration recognizes housing as a fundamental pillar of economic growth and is addressing the multifaceted impact of housing on livelihoods, job creation, and social stability. Governor Sanwo-Olu emphasized that in the past years, the state government had implemented impactful initiatives to scale up affordable housing deliveries with varieties of approaches. He assured the participant that Lagos offers immense investment opportunities and is committed to adopting global best practices and sustainable development models that will attract more global partnership towards achieving the housing and urban development goals. A magistrate court sitting in Bolade Oshodi has remanded 34 persons in prison custody till July 22 for engaging in street trading along the median of Alabaragu Ojo on Lagos Badagry Expressway. The arraigned persons, made up of 32 males and 2 females, were arrested in an operation by Kai and Loma operatives to clean and clear the median of the Alabaragu Ojo Road, which has been taken over by different traders who erected illegal structures. Some of these arrested include miscreants who slept in makeshift sheds erected on the median to perpetrate crime in that area. Speaking on the development, Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, reiterated the resolve of the present administration to enforce the law on all those who exhibit deviant behaviors. Wahab urged all residents to exhibit the minimum standard of decency by contributing to a cleaner and sustainable Lagos. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has inaugurated 40 new road projects rehabilitated by his administration across Aba and its environs. Oti said inauguration of the chains of interconnected roads speaks to his urban renewal agenda and commitment to the holistic restoration of the Aba urban corridor. The governor, who noted that his grand vision is to make Abia model state, called on residents of the newly fixed roads to protect them, stressing that he expects them to take more than a passing interest in seeing that the roads are not destroyed through commercial activities or neglected, as well as ensure that the environment is kept clean. Oti appreciated the business owners, landlords, and residents for their patience and massive support they gave the engineering team while they worked on the different stretches of road, and thanked the Ministry of Works and the Greater Aba Development Authority, GADA management, for their effort in achieving the feat. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government says it is committed to advancing social justice and decent work for sustainable peace and development in the country. Minister of Labour and Employment Mohammed Megari, who led the Nigeria delegate at the 113th session of the International Labour Conference, said this during a plenary session in Geneva, Switzerland. Megari, who was speaking in response to the Director General of the International Labour Organization, ILO, said Nigeria shares the ILO's vision of a just transition. According to him, Nigeria acknowledges that the sustainable development hinges on inclusive economic growth, fair labor practices, and robust democratic institutions. He said Nigeria has noted the theme of the DG's report as it aligns with the mandate and aspirations of the priority areas of the Renewed Hope agenda of President Tinubu's administration. Mayor Gari added that the agenda was designed to reposition Nigeria as a prime global investment destination. The Nigerian Army has successfully trained no fewer than 604 special forces on the 8th session of its flagship program, Exercise Restore Hope, aimed at enhancing national security. The 6-month specialist training, which took place at the Nigerian Army Military Training Center in Kechia, Kaduna State, covered both kinetic and non-kinetic aspects of modern warfare, designed to prepare the troops to confront contemporary security challenges across the country. Speaking at the graduation, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, commended the troops for their discipline and commitment throughout the training period. Oluyede, who was represented by the General Officer Commanding 1 Division, Nigerian Army, Major General Mairenso Saraso, noted that the soldiers had acquired critical combat skills such as marksmanship, weapon handling, and precision targeting. He explained that the soldiers were carefully selected from various units and formations of the Nigerian Army and would soon be deployed to strategic locations to boost operational efficiency in active theaters of operation. In foreign news now, the United States and China have agreed on a framework on trade after 2 days of talks in London aimed at de-escalating tensions between the sides. While the specifics of the framework announced on Tuesday were unclear, the apparent breakthrough comes a month after Washington and Beijing announced a 90-day pause on most of their tariffs following talks in Geneva. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said the sides would work to implement the Geneva Consensus and had pounded through all the issues dividing the world's 2 largest economies. Lutnick said the sides would move forward with the framework pending its approval by U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, who held a 90-minute phone call on trade last week. Lutnick indicated that U.S. measures imposed in a response to a slowdown in Chinese export of rare earths, a key issue dividing the sides, would likely be eased once supplies of the critical minerals ticked up. In sport now, the Nigeria Fencing Federation has reaffirmed its readiness to host the 23rd African Fencing Championship set to take place in Lagos from June 25 to 29. Nigeria's hosting marks the 4th time the event will be held in sub-Saharan Africa, following previous editions in Senegal in 2002 and 2009 and Mali in 2019. Speaking at a media conference, President of the Nigeria Fencing Federation, Adeyinka Samuel, expressed excitement and pride over the upcoming tournament. Samuel said it is more than just a competition, but a landmark achievement that places Nigeria among the few sub-Saharan nations to host the prestigious event. He said the 26 African countries that have confirmed participation with over 200 athletes will experience a world-class tournament. The tournament, which will take place at the Charterhouse, Lagos, the venue which hosted Nigeria's first fencing World Cup last year. And that's it on the news at noon. But just before we go, remember, speed thrills but kills. Please always avoid excessive speed. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 250 50 women were trained through an empowerment workshop on intercrop of maize and cassava with demonstration plots for practical knowledge. You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed the commitment of his administration to continuously addressing major challenges confronting the real estate sector with vibrant, innovative solutions. The federal government has restated its commitment to advancing social justice and decent work for sustainable place and development in the country. We also told you that the United States and China have agreed a framework on trade after 2 days of talks in London aimed at de-escalating tensions between the two sides. Finally, in sport, the Nigeria Fencing Federation has reaffirmed its readiness to host the 23rd African Fencing Championship set to take place in Lagos from June 25 to 29. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbalagun. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.